Thea.
Hi.
Hi, congratulations on this film. This is your directorial debut, but there are several short films.
Yes, thank
How does
you.
it feel to finally finish this big baby?
It feels really good, and I just want to make more now. So, yeah, now I'm just happy that the baby's out and people have started to see it. That feels good.
Yes. Have you experienced watching it with an audience?
Yes, I did in Sundance first, and then yeah, in Gothenburg and at the Norwegian premiere. So that was, I mean, for a filmmaker, I don't know, it's just horrible, anyways. But it was a good screening in Sundance, so that was nice. But I think just watching it, it's just like 1.5 hour of like constant like self-hate about all the choices you made. So it's a very exhausting experience. Yeah.
Well, you know what though? It's part of life. It's that cycle of life that's very unfortunate. And I mean, we at some point all go through it, the loss and grief. And in this case, you bring us three stories. So I mean, you really challenged yourself, not only following one storyline, but three. How did you divide the work?
Oof, yeah, yeah. I was realizing that while I wrote the script as well. Like, oh, why didn't I go for like one storyline, one character with one problem? But no, I think that was like one of the hardest things to like find the balance and also to make the three storylines add together so they made one story instead of just like being three separate stories. But that they were actually like connected and together made one story as well. So that was, I think, like a constant like balancing thing and the hardest part maybe about the film.
And which storyline is the one that touched you the most?
Hmm. They're all my babies, so don't want to. But I think the story with the grandfather and daughter and the son is like the core of the film, and it's like what's holding the film together, and the other ones add to that story. But yeah.
For me, it was the one with the mother. Uh,
Mm,
After watching the
exactly.
film, I called my mom, who's out of the country, but I called her and then I just wanted to talk to her because I was like, that's the one that touched me. Maybe
Oh,
because I don't have kids, I don't have a husband, but for me, it's like your mother's own
oh, I'm so
mother.
happy to hear because usually like people say either the old ladies one or the one with the boy, and then I feel so sad for the last family. So I'm very happy that that's the one that touched you the most, and I think that's also interesting, like how it like the film hits really different with different people and like what story they actually connect to the most.
But I'm curious because for me, what I got from watching the film is just kind of a lesson to kind of understand the concept of letting go when you're grieving. What message did you get? Obviously, you worked on the film, but which one what lesson is going with you?
No, I think, I mean, like it's so many ways to grieve, and there is no right way. But I do feel that I wanted to explore also how trying to preserve or like in other ways also like you can or like to get stuck in the past or like re-wanting something that has been is not possible, but staying in that mind zone somehow can also like ruin the relationships you have in the present, which I find very scary to think, or like that is something that I sorry, my English didn't really work now, but yeah. So I think that's the thing, that to let go, but still that doesn't mean to not remember the ones you had or to not love them anymore. But it's still there is a difference between wanting the past to return and to accept what has happened, and in that acceptance, I think that it's also easier to reconnect with the people around you now and also to see a future.
Definitely take advantage of who we do have today. This way, we don't live with regret.
Yes.
So this film, and it didn't have a lot of dialogue. So
No,
how do you direct these actors to show the emotions for us to feel them with them?
I think it was a little bit more dialogue in the script and also in previous versions, but then I took away more and more because the dialogue didn't really add anything to the scenes, and I think I mean, like in directing the actors, they're all so good. So um, when they can say something without words, I think it's even more powerful, and they all could in all the different scenes. So it was more like letting them be and finding the nuances and just trusting that it would come through.
We know this is based on a novel. And what made you pick this novel to make your film?
It was actually another novel that I wanted to adapt that he has written as well, but it wasn't available. But Rights for Handling the Undead was, and I love his universe and his writing. So when I understood that the rights for this book was available, I wanted to do it, and he let me do it after seeing some shorts, and we had a meeting. And I think for me, it's because I did a short film called Children of Satan, which is like in the same-ish territory of genre, and I love in general like magical realism and how you can have something like supernatural occur, but then focus more on the human conditions and the psychological mechanisms that this adds somehow in a more like heightened but still realistic way. And I just think that his writing, yeah, it just attracts. It's attractive to me, and this mix of like drama and horror and uncanniness, it's what was what drew me to the book.
Now, let me ask you about a scene where I was kind of horrified, and I felt for the bunny. What message, I mean, is being tried to convey the bunny in the hospital?
Oh,
Not
through that
giving
scene?
too much, yes.
Yeah. It's mostly for me, all about, I mean, like all the livings are projecting so much into these dead bodies or these undead bodies, what they want them to be. And since they're so empty, it's possible to actually project a lot into them. And I think for the undead, for me at least, they don't want to be alive, and they're not the same people that they used to be. It's just the body, but it's not the person. So for me, that scene is all about her wanting to show them that she's not the same person that she used to be. She's not like the perfect mother that she used to be, and she's not, and she doesn't have to do all the stuff that or like she was the carer, but now she's not. And in that scene, she's just showing them that she's not the mother anymore. And I think she had to do something as unlikely as that for her, for them to be able to understand that she's actually gone.
I had a feeling that was it. Kind of like, yes, this is just my body, but my soul is no longer here.
Yeah.
And you did the same thing with the others, with the mom when the daughter's trying to feed her, and she kind of like hisses at her. The
Yeah.
son with the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was brilliant. What's one of the things that from that you at last minute had to change from the script once you were filming?
I think it was, I mean, like everything at the cabin, we had much, or with the undead, like out of the window, etc. We had much less time than we needed to film all of that. So we had to like tighten it down, but mostly with like how many shots we had, etc. So that was the thing that we had to change while filming. I think that was probably the biggest one that I can remember, at least at the moment. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Thea, so much for your time. Congratulations on this project. You sure made me think, I'll tell you that.
Okay, great. Nice to meet you.
And then just for reference, no bunnies were hurt, right?
Yeah, no bunnies were hurt. There were also two of them, so they were.
Oh, two of them.
Yeah, they were changing the work.
Yeah, you have like these bunny stars.
Yes, they were great, and also the owner was there, and she's veterinary, so it was all with the bunnies well-being in
Okay,
the mindset, yes.
great. Good to know. We
Yeah.
just have to clarify.
Yeah.
Thank you so much again for your time and congratulations.
Bye.